What's going on, Jerome? So after all this melodrama with Aaron Rodgers, you're gone. But JJ McCarthy, he is the present, he is the future, he is quarterback one, but it's important to have a backup quarterback. And not only because JJ McCarthy's young and you want a older veteran in that quarterback room, pass on some knowledge, mentorship, and all that stuff, but also in case the poop hits the fan, you would ideally want someone who can operate the offense for just a little bit, right? And the only other quarterback on the Vikings rooster right now is Brett Rippin Ass. Now, they may think that Rippin could develop into QB2. Who really knows? But there are options out there where, notably, do the Vikings bring Kirk Cousins back? First off, not trading a third-round pick. Second of all, not paying the full contract. Third of all, I don't know. We'll see. But so some names that do stand out in the free agent market. Now, the Vikings probably could trade for a quarterback as well. We'll go down that road if it comes to it. But two veteran backup names right now, Ryan Tannehill, who sat out last year, and as well as Jumpin' Joey Chestnut Flacco Esquire the third. All right, so he potentially is available as well. And Flacco, I love that Flacco went from first-round pick and then went to franchise guy, won a Super Bowl, then has really settled in for the last 6 years plus as backup plus. Right, and also he served some good backup spots in 2023, coming off the couch, helping the Browns get into the playoffs, winning comeback player of the year over DeMar. People got mad. And then last year with the Colts, having been pressed into duty, just said duty, as Anthony Richardson got hurt and Flacco came in, completed 2/3 of his passes, 1,751 yards, 12 touchdowns, 7 picks, a partridge in the pear tree. Overall, not terrible, right? So it's obviously not elite, but pretty dang good for a backup quarterback. And also Flacco, notably, is very good in the locker room and has fully embraced that mentorship, passed on knowledge type role. And Vikings fans, especially since it took a while to completely quash all the Aaron Rodgers drama and some veteran quarterbacks, backups just signing all over the place. You look at Brissett, you look at Mariota, you look at Cooper Rush, etc. But, baby, we can make this happen, right? And Kevin O'Connell and Joe Flacco had themselves a moment after the Vikings-Colts game last year. And it's kind of interesting, too, because Kevin O'Connell pointed out he and Joe Flacco were in the same draft class. So they're at the combine together and stuff, and they developed a good rapport. So a lot of has been made, when people are trying to connect the dots between Aaron Rodgers and the Vikings. Oh, Kevin O'Connell and Aaron Rodgers have a good relationship. I feel like everyone has a good relationship with Kevin O'Connell just because he's a nice dude. I think we cracked the code. I legitimately think that's it. But here's what's interesting. So Albert Breer over at the Monday Morning Quarterback. Joe Flacco visits the Giants, blah, 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 blah. I think the guy could still play. And the Browns, Steelers, and Vikings think enough of him still to have checked on him. And also, various reports have said that the Vikings have had contact with Joe Flacco. Here's my conspiracy theory, right? So the Vikings, as of right now, are plus in the 2026 compensatory picks. They got Sam Darnold sticking out there as a third-round pick. Now, Joe Flacco signed last year for a 1-year, $4 million deal with the Colts. Probably get about the same this season. And what's important is that the line of demarcation for comp pick credit or non-credit is about $3.5 million. Just shy of $3.5 million. So anything over that, it's going to count against you. Anything under that, no muss, no fuss. I think that there's a world where the Vikings probably going to give Flacco $5-6 million bucks, but they want to wait until the compensatory pick window is closed, which closes right after the draft. So after that, you can sign anyone, and it doesn't count against you for 2026 draft pick comp. And the Vikings could sign Flacco right now for $6 million bucks, and through cancellation, they might lose that third round pick. Don't want to do that. Same thing with if Cam Robinson actually freaking signs somewhere so we get some credit. Don't know, but it's important to note. So is there a spot where the Vikings are like, hey, Joseph? Because remember, Flacco hasn't signed anywhere else either, right? They're like, hey, Joe, here's what we'll do. In a couple weeks after the draft, after the compensatory pick window closes, we will give you a $1 million or a 1-year, $6 million deal. So you hammer that paycheck, your JJ McCarthy's backup, and everything is good long time. Everything is good long time. I think that's the case. Where I understand it might be a bit of a conspiracy theory, but that's my bag. But I feel like something like that could be in place, because why else are the Vikings just inert? Not picking up a backup quarterback, not buying the house, and not buying the insurance next. Or, I don't know, the Vikings going to draft a quarterback? Don't know, man. But either way, I think Flacco, specifically for the role of backup quarterback and mentor to JJ McCarthy, makes a ton of sense. I'm glad the Vikings have checked in, but also the conspiracy theorist in me just says something's already done. We'll see. We'll see. Hey, soon as the compensatory pick window ends after the draft and they sign Flacco, we're good to go. We know what's up. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Flacco, Backo, quarterbacko? Sure. Let us know your thoughts. Comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skull, production value.